Up next, Catalina Marchand de Abreu is here with tonight's Truth or Fake. Catalina, Pope Francis's death, we're staying with this. The pontiff's last meeting, one of them was with the US Vice President. Now that has sparked some conspiracy theories online. Tell us about that.
That's right, Sharon. In the wake of Pope Francis's death, tributes have been flooding social media, including from US Vice President J.D. Vance, having been one of the last people to hold an audience with Pope Francis before his death. J.D. Vance wrote on X, "I just learned of the passing of Pope Francis. I was happy to see him yesterday, although he was obviously very ill. Due to the timing of this meeting, many were the jokes turned conspiracy theories that this meeting has sparked, claiming that J.D. Vance killed Pope Francis. Others claiming, can you meet with Putin next?" Amplifying these jokes was none other than JF Kennedy's grandson, Jack Schlossberg. He writes a similar claim on X, saying, JD killed the Pope, as he also posted this image on Instagram with the caption that reads, "What did JD do? VP of Little Faith meets with Pope yesterday. Today, Pope dies." So not much debunking to do here needed on this one. These are fake claims. The Vatican reports there was no foul play. Pope Francis had been ill, admitted to a Rome hospital on February 14th for life-threatening pneumonia, where although he was able to hang on to one final Easter as he delighted the crowds at the Vatican with a surprise Easter blessing on a Sunday in what is now known as his final public appearance.
There were reports also that the Pope initially snubbed Vance. Snub or not snub? Can you clarify?
Well, Sharon, these claims are half true. We'll explain. A meeting with Pope Francis was not originally on Vance's schedule for the trip to Italy, as sources say that Vance was hoping he could secure, even if a brief moment with the Pope, a personal goal for him as a Catholic as well as a political one. As this viral post with over 4 million views on X reads, Pope Francis skipped the Vatican's official meeting with VP J.D. Vance on Saturday, instead having his number two give him a lecture on compassion. A senior and former advisor for Kamala Harris also has a similar claim on X. He said Pope Francis snubbed J.D. Vance and set someone else to lecture the VP on immigration. Damn. So these claims are actually true. J.D. Vance did meet with Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican's Secretary of State, and Archbishop Paul Gallagher, the Vatican's foreign minister, on Saturday, without Pope Francis. The Vatican described this meeting between Vance and the cardinals as an exchange of opinions on international situations, with particular attention to immigrants, refugees, and prisoners, issues that, as we know, created tensions between the White House and Pope Francis, who openly criticized the Trump administration over their immigration policies. However, Pope Francis did end up finally meeting with J.D. Vance on a Sunday in what is being called a brief audience that lasted only a few minutes, according to the Vatican, allowing both to exchange Easter greetings. However, this lightning meeting is also being described as a snub by many on social media. This user says, no photo op, no public blessing, just a cold shoulder. Others saying that the Pope's final act was actually to snub J.D. Vance, as people say that this is as snobby as the Pope gets. Whether initially planned or not, Pope Francis definitely did not lay out the red carpet for U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance.
Finally, Catalina, Francis also became the Pope of social media. What were some of his most viral moments?
Well, Sharon, Pope Francis definitely blessed us with many viral moments online here, just to name a few. How could we forget Pope Francis's AI-generated image wearing this trendy Balenciaga puffer jacket, a deep fake that went viral and fooled many millions online who actually believed that these were real. The beginning of these AI-generated photos on social media, we didn't know much at the time. Here were some telltale signs, the eyelids that appear to merge into the sunglasses, as well as the crucifix that is also missing half of the necklace, defects on his hand, so now we know. Then there's also Pope Francis's viral tablecloth trick, a video where the pontiff seemingly whisked a tablecloth from a table, leaving it in perfect condition, seemingly aired here on CNN, a video that was edited by the Ellen DeGeneres show, aired on her program back in 2015. However, this version that we just saw was later posted online, lacking Ellen's introduction, where many viewers were left believing that Pope Francis actually performed a miracle. Finally, another viral moment created in 2017 by Jimmy Kimmel Live, where we see Pope Francis swatting then President Donald Trump's hand. A joke about this moment a few days earlier, when then First Lady Melania Trump appeared to be swatting away her husband's hand in the same manner that we see in this video. As there were also fake reports at the time that Pope Francis endorsed then President Donald Trump for the United States on 2016, a fake news story debunked by Pope Francis himself at the time, as tensions between Trump and Pope Francis, particularly over immigration issues, continue to grow into, now we know, as we know, the second presidency.
Catalina, thanks so much for that. Catalina there with tonight's Truth or Fake. Do stay with us. We'll be right back with more world news.